Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. So we are on Vlogmas week 3. I really did not film that much this week. I was filming other videos. I'm trying to get like a bunch of stuff done ahead of time, just for like YouTube, but also just in life. So I've just been trying to get a bunch of stuff done during this week. So that's why I guess I just haven't been doing like interesting things that I think would be good Vlogmas material. I don't know. Anyway, starting out the morning, feeding my little baby, having some coffee. It's super early. I've been waking up at like 3:30 every day almost. So I decided to have a slice of toast this morning because I had already been up for like 2.5 hours by 5, or maybe just 1.5 hours. I don't know. I can't remember because it was like a week ago, but in any case, I decided to have some toast with some of my favorite peanut butter that I just had gotten a few days prior, I think. Marley was being super cute, like playing on the floor. I think there had been some catnip down there or something, so she was smelling that and she was just playing. I think she might have had her mouse as well, but she's so cute. I think it's actually been like a couple of years since I had this peanut butter, but it's so good. And more shots of Marley. I'm still home alone at this point, so Marley is like my only my only company. So spending lots of time with her. She really likes laying on the back of the couch on this blanket underneath the heat pump because it kind of blasts her directly. She'd spend like all day there if the heater was on all day. So this day was actually our anniversary. It was like our 18-year anniversary. So John was coming over after work, so I was making us dinner. We were gonna watch a movie. So I started prepping that in the morning. That way I wouldn't have as much to do later. So I'm making this like feta pasta. It was like viral last year or the year before. We really love it a lot. But I make it a little bit different. I do like to add vegetables to it, and I added some of this plant-based sausage as well. Just kind of like beefs it up a little bit. And yeah, it's like one of my favorite things. So I prepared that a little bit ahead of time, and then I also got my salads done. This was also, I think, the morning that I finished decorating the tree, like finally. I had made a video like decorating like my grandma's tree prior to that. So I had put most of the ornaments on, and then I decided to see if I could add some wooden ornaments as well. I like a super full tree, if you couldn't already tell. I'm thinking about maybe doing like a YouTube short or something of the tree, like more in detail. But so I thought, well, let me just get out the wooden ornaments and see if I can add any. Well, it turns out I was able to add all of them, which is crazy because I didn't think there was that much room left. But this little, like, I think he's a giraffe maybe. He's broken, but I love him. He's like one of my favorite wooden ornaments. I also love the rocking horses too. They're some of my favorites, and I've got quite a few of them. I even have these little like miniature versions. And I think after I got that done, I was just doing like normal household chore stuff, which included some linen laundry, like some towels. So then I started to actually prepare dinner. So I don't know, I'm sure everybody knows what this is by now, so it probably doesn't require that much of an explanation, but John loves sugar cookies like a lot. So I decided to make him this big heart-shaped sugar cookie that's like 2 layers. So that's what that was. And then I'm adding a ton of spinach to this dish as well. The original recipe, I think, was just like tomatoes and feta and pasta, but I find that a little too plain for my taste. But after you take it out, after it's baked, you just kind of have to squish the tomatoes down. So that's what I'm doing in this shot. I'm kind of adding everything together, even though I'm not really filming it that well because I'm trying to film and do it, and I'm trying to use a fork for some reason. So Yeah, I don't know why I was trying to use the fork, but I eventually come to my senses. So then I just set the table, and we were having a small like salad with that to start as well. I think John was already here at this point. So I'm taking a shot here of the cookie I made for John. So I just kind of put the second smaller heart on top and just made like a big double layer sugar cookie, which John really liked a lot. We decided to just have tea while we were watching the movie and cookies just because the dinner was quite filling. So John was making us tea. I like this decaffeinated candy cane green tea, and John likes a decaf Earl Grey. And then I was just having 2 like regular size sugar cookies with my tea, and John was having his giant heart-shaped cookie. And we watched a movie called Happiest Season. I'm pretty sure it was on Netflix. I think it just came out in 2020, maybe 2021. We both had never seen it before, but I had seen previews for it and I thought it looked funny, and it was pretty funny. It's kind of about like a family Christmas, which is kind of like my favorite type of Christmas movie, where it's just kind of like focused on a family Christmas. It's not so much about the commercialism aspect. So another day, another morning, chilling with Marley. Having my coffee. I have the tree set on a timer, I think, to come on at 4:30. So usually when I get up, it's already on, unless I get up before that. But we usually just hang out together after I get my coffee and Marley gets her breakfast. So I decided to fix all of my ornaments that were in Ornament Hospital on this day. Also, this is the same day that I finished making the wreaths for the last video I posted, and then I really needed to clean this room as well because, like I said, I think I mentioned in another video, it's like Santa's workshop in here between like packing orders or listing orders and Christmas crafts, just crazy. So my kitchen clock fell off the wall and it cracked, which made me so sad because I love this clock. It's like very vintage inspired. I thought I could glue it back together, but it just isn't working, so I had to unfortunately throw it away. Marley generally just like hangs out with me in this room when I'm in here doing things. She'll just sleep on this pink blanket. It's like, I think she sleeps there at night too if she's not like in the bed with us. And then John's last present came from Amazon, so I was able to put that in a bag and get it under the tree, which I'm very excited about. It's only the 7th and I have everything like bought and wrapped and under the tree, so that feels good. I've always been like an early Christmas shopper. I just really love having that done and out of the way and not having to like frantically run around at the last minute. I think that comes from like having worked in a mall and like retail, and then so you just like know what that feels like. And I made myself some mushroom pasta on this night for dinner because I was by myself and John doesn't like mushrooms, so it's the perfect time for me to make that. And I have a little piece of garlic toast on the side because it wasn't a terribly large amount. I forgot to show this earlier, but John had given these to me on our anniversary. There's these like frosty glasses. I'm kind of obsessed with them. I love everything festive and I love frosty, especially because it was done in the 60s. So it has like a very, the cartoons have a very 1960s vibe to it. So very exciting. Little Miss Marley is sleeping. She's so cute. I can't handle it. We were watching a movie on this night. So we were watching Muppet Christmas Carol, and John was actually coming home this night, but the person that he was sitting for their flight was delayed, so he stayed a little longer, so he didn't get home until like 9:30 at night. But when he finally got home and got in the house and everything and we got in bed, Marley was so excited. She got up on his lap and she was purring so loud. It was so cute. She's so sweet, but she loves John. John is her human. So she was very happy to have him back. So Saturday is our thrift day, so we kind of have like a system now. So we have to go away from where we live though, because we don't have enough here. So we have this like radius we go. So we always go to Subway when we go on this particular journey, and the Subway happens to be in a mall. And because it was Christmas time, I wanted to like walk through the mall, because there's something about the mall at Christmas. It reminds me so much of like childhood. Like, it's weird because malls are kind of dead now, or at least in most places. So, and just with online shopping and stuff, it's just such a weird thing to think that some people, like younger generations, won't know that feeling. But they had kind of a cute display there. This was a really small mall that we were in, so I didn't expect that they would have like a big display, but so we went thrifting to a few Salvation Army stores, and then to like we're basically just out thrifting for clothing, because that's what we resell mostly. So we did very well, but I did actually do some vintage Christmas shopping as well, but I'm putting that in a separate video, which I'm posting on Sunday, because I know some people just like that, so I figured I would just put it in its own separate video. On our way home, we went to our favorite health food store and to see if they had any like plant-based things. They had those cute little dairy-free ice cream trees, and then they also had this box of vegan chocolates, which I was super excited about. That's like one of the things I miss being able to do, being plant-based. Like, you can't just go out and buy stuff, you have to kind of like hunt for it. We also got some vegan marshmallows, so John could put them in his hot chocolates. And then they also had some rice paper, which I need for our like Christmas roast. And then because we were out all day and we hadn't eaten since the sub at like 8 a.m, we bought things to make homemade subs at home, because we were both starving by the time we got home, because we're usually out for like 8, 10, 12 hours at a time thrifting. And then we were just relaxing in the evening, having a drink, and I was having this white chocolate bar that they also sell at the health food store, which is my favorite thing ever. Then the next day, it was like around brunch time, I made us a sub again, because we had a whole bunch of stuff to do that we were kind of not really looking forward to. But the whole like basement has been like a disaster. It's been like the neglected area of the house, so I had a whole bunch to do down there. You can kind of see like my whole video store setup down there. Anyway, just there's a bunch of stuff that's been like building down there. Christmas, I've just been like putting all the totes down there, but not like actually putting them away. So it's just like a nightmare. I was like, we have to just like take this whole day and work on the basement because it's insane. And also, like, since we like resell stuff, we have like tons and tons of bins, and it's just like getting out of control. But we did, and I had a bunch of like, we have like this database that we enter in the VHS and DVDs too, so that we know like what we have. So I had to enter a whole bunch in, like 3 bags full. But while I was working on that, John also ran out and got a grocery order for us, which was lovely. I ordered online so that he could just run out and grab it, and it would be not take too much time. But I got a bunch of things that I need for baking. Our grocery store just got these white chocolate chips in. I'm so excited. White chocolate would be like probably the number one thing I missed going plant-based, but they're finally kind of starting to get a lot more products, so it's pretty cool. Cadbury also came out with these plant-based chocolate bars, which are super expensive, but we wanted to try them. They're really, really good because we've tried them since this, but they were like $7 a piece, which is like a bit much. John also wanted to try the vegan mac and cheese as well, because I was raving about how good it was. So I'm setting up our little like hot chocolate station here. So I've got some white chocolate there because I like to make white hot chocolate. And then we also sometimes put like these brandy beans, like melt them in hot chocolate. It's really good. And then for the marshmallows, because they didn't have mini marshmallows there, we just bought the big ones, and I just cut them with a knife to make like smaller ones for John to put in his hot chocolate. And then for supper that night, we just had these easy pizzas from like the pizza dough that I made a while back and froze. So now we're on Monday, and I have been seeing this soup a bunch of places online. I think it's kind of like viral. It's like tomato basil soup that you kind of roast in the oven. So I was like, I need to try this soup. So I don't know, you just put like tomatoes and the basil and garlic in there and roast it, and then take it out of the oven, and then you use an immersion blender to blend it all up, and then add coconut milk to it. Every time I seen it, I was like, I need to try this soup. And it did not disappoint. I actually am becoming obsessed with it. And it's only been like 2 or 3 days since having it. It's so good though. And it's so like fresh tasting, because it's like such simple ingredients, and it's all fresh. Yeah, it's just so simple, because it's just garlic, tomatoes, basil, and onion, and then the coconut milk. Yeah, I don't know. It's like my new favorite soup. I'm like a 0 or 100 type of person though. I think I'm either like not into something, or I'm like obsessed with it. So this is my newest obsession. I also made a cream of potato soup for John, because he does not like tomatoes. So or like at least not very much. So we were having our soup lunch date that we like to do. It's just such a cozy soup, and the grilled cheese. It was just, we're going to be eating that a lot. And then after we had our lunch, we had a cup of tea. And then this is so exciting, but some of you who've been here for a long time, like back when we lived in the apartment, will know that I used to have these curtains on my windows, on the kitchen window there, and then I had to put them on the dining room window in this house. But now I found ones that will fit the kitchen on eBay that are exact match to the ones I already had, which is crazy. I did not think that would happen. But I'm really excited, because now we'll be able to have those in the kitchen as our kitchen curtains. So the long ones I'm going to put on one window, and then I'm going to take the shorter ones that don't fit and just make like cafe style curtains out of them. So I'm going to cut them and make them fit on the secondary window. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm probably gonna do, I'm changing a few other things in the kitchen. So maybe like in January, I'll do like a kitchen update video where I can share the updates I did to the kitchen. So very excited about that. And for dinner, I made us field roast sausages, roasted Brussels sprouts, which is one of our favorites, and some of the vegan mac and cheese. This one's like sweet potato and pumpkin shells. They're so good. So I was starting out my day. I had a few orders to pack, so I wanted to get that done right away. One of the things I sold while I was packing orders were this set of 3 like candles for the windows. Super cute. I'm selling these because I got new ones for the front window this year. And we're having our little lunch date again. I just call it the lunch date because like John works from home, so he's downstairs in his office, and then we always like meet at lunchtime and eat together. And Marley always comes up on one of the chairs as well. So cute. And then I guess this is a preview. I didn't actually show it in the haul, but on Saturday when we went out thrifting, I bought this vintage coffee table, which I'm obsessed with. I got it from my office. I'm going to put it in front of my little bench here. So I'm just getting ready to clean that. And I've got the vacuum up here doing a really good detailed vacuum upstairs. Marley is supervising. But Sunday's video will be the vintage Christmas thrifting and haul. so you'll see everything else I got. And I guess I'm just ending this vlog with showing you what I made for dinner that night. So I made another box of that like plant-based craft dinner, mac and cheese, some roasted broccoli, and then I also had some homemade like plant-based bologna in the freezer, so I took that out and fried it. It was such a good dinner. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon.